ESPN and the Professional Bowlers Association present the championship round finals of the Rochester Open. The winner of this year's PBA National Championship, Ron Palombi, has qualified in the number 5 position. His opponent in tonight's opening match is 3-time champion Roger Bowker. Holding down the middle of the step ladder this evening, right-hander Dave Arnold of Gilbert, Arizona. And slotted in the runner-up position, one of the most powerful players on the national tour, 28-year-old Kelly Coffman of Topeka, Kansas. And, of course, after 42 games this week, the 1992 Player of the Year, Dave Ferraro, who averaged nearly 228, has nailed down the top seed position. Welcome, everyone, to Marcel's Olympic Bowl, located in Rochester, New York. Good evening, everyone. I'm Denny Schreiner, along with 3-time Tournament of Champions champ Mike Durbin. And Mike, while we're on the subject of champions, in our opening match, Ron Palombi Jr., Roger Bowker, both of them have won titles on this pair of lanes.
Yeah, that really is unusual, Denny. Palombi won in 1988, Bowker in 1990. So this will be a battle of champions right here. If I had to pick somebody, I kind of lean toward Roger Bowker.
The quiet assassin, Dave Arnold, has qualified number 3. He is currently 8th on this year's money list, having by far and away his best season.
And this best season was culminated earlier this year when he won in Long Island, New York, got his first victory. And you know, Dan, when you get that first victory under your belt, many times it makes victory number 2 easier. That's what he's looking for tonight, victory number 2.
I can remember the stories about Durbin when he did nothing but strike on the national tour. Well, Kelly Coffman, our number 2 qualifier, knows how to put some X's on the board.
Yeah, as evidenced earlier this year in Riverside, when he averaged 242.7 for the qualifying round, and he broke Earl Anthony's record. However, Den, he's still looking for victory number 1. He thinks if he gets a couple of 242s tonight, that might get him victory number 1.
And speaking of a guy who wants a victory, it's our top seed, Dave Ferraro. He bowled his way from 4th into the number 1 position last night. It marks the 13th time that he has led on the national tour, 5-7 overall. But, Mike, more importantly, what Dave Ferraro is trying to do tonight is to shake off a subpar year.
Yeah, Dan, it is a little bit down this year, but he finished this tournament off in a very strong fashion. He won 13 out of his last 14 matches. He's looking to finish the tournament off 14 out of 15 matches with a victory tonight and get his 9th title.
All right, Michael, we're set for the start of match number 1, featuring a pair of former Rochester Open champions, Ron Palombi Jr. and Roger Bowker. To say the least, the fans in Rochester are fired up for the championship round.
They're ready, Dan.
Cheering every practice shot.
Yeah, a lot of enthusiasm.
Great crowds all week, tremendous pro-am, and great support each and every year from the local media in this event. Roger Bowker's opening shot. Ooh, not the way you want to start things.
And that's what we saw in practice all the time. The left lane hooking a little earlier, right in the middle of the lane, going high, this time leaving the Greek church, the 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. What he needs to do is he's going for the 3 over here to hope something bounces over and gets lucky. Basically, he's going for the count. Oh, and he bounced it, but it didn't hit the 4 pin.
Almost saw a wonderful conversion.
Watch the ball hit the 6. The 6 clips the 9. 6 goes right over and gets the 7, spins around, and the 7 comes back out and almost got the 4. Almost the way we drew it up, then.
Ron Palombi, who averaged 231 on this pair of lanes this week, uncorked his first shot and carries a nice light hit.
The right lane was holding pocket all during the practice. It's the left lane that presents the problem because it hooks earlier and goes high. Just sits there right on the nose.
How do you combat a lane like that, Mike? How do you play it?
There's a number of different ways. You can move more left with your feet, creating more angle through the heads. You can do it with speed. You can do it with ball surface, or just simply trying to give the ball more room to the right. A little deeper, and that's a problem. It didn't make it back to 2-8. Not an easy spare. He'll probably shoot this off his strike line. Most of the pros, especially the young pros nowadays, at all spares, just throw harder and straighter right at him. 5-step player. No slide. Off the strike line. Nice shot.
Was looking for the double to really take advantage of the open frame by Bowker in the first, but nevertheless takes an early lead.
Right. And you notice that Ron didn't throw hard and straight at that spare. Because he had the back pin, he wanted to try and hook it in. You have that ball carry out the 8-pin also.
Bowker pulls the trigger on the right-hand lane. Ball hooks up nicely and holds pocket, so he has a strike on 34.
And he moved further outside on that shot, Dan. He got out closer to the first arrow. The one-hand approach. He's done that since 1980, just holding it out here by itself without the other. 5 steps, kind of just controls the swing all the way through. Hits right in here, shoulder high, backswing. Real quick third step. Finishes it off. Looking to double now. A little more inside.
One more time, high on the left-hand lane. So after the adjustment, 2 shots and 2 balls riding high.
Yeah, we can see nobody's hit the pocket on 33 yet. Now Kelly Coffman, when he was practicing, seemed to be able to hit both lanes.
Ooh. Fair up for Roger Bowker. And as soon as we're done here in Rochester, we've got a bruising 10-round cruiserweight fight. Iran Barkley, Adolfo Washington. It all starts at 9 this evening on Top Rank Boxing.
Palombi back on the good lane.
Looks like he got that ball a little inside on the target and it skidded a shade.
You know, he doesn't have a slide anyway. And normally when a bowler goes into a slide, that gives him the time to come through the shot. Ron is a unique athlete, and he is a tremendous, you know, he's a good football player, basketball player in high school. And unique in that he can take that no slide and still get through the ball so cleanly and so powerfully. Stands straight up, ball held right at the waist there. He's a 5-step player, doesn't move the ball. Now he just drops it down. Carries it back, the backswing over his head. And notice how it already had started down when he hit that next to last step. No slide. Square at the line, on balance. That was interesting. That ball had already started down before he finished that next to last step.
Ooh, that looked like a very good shot at about 45 feet, and then he was just praying for that ball to hold pocket when it got to 60 feet.
He thought it was dead flush. He was, you know, it just kind of snapped right at the last second to leave the 4-7.
Would this be a pair of lanes, Mike, where one of the professionals would throw one ball on one lane and use another on the other?
It's entirely possible.
I mean, maybe you'd want something on the left-hand lane that wouldn't finish quite as hard.
You know, that you mentioned, Roger Bowker does have another ball that he could use.
We'll see what happens. A close match as Roger Bowker trails by 8 to Ron Palombi.
A family grows. From one generation to the next, they learn from each other and depend on each other. With life insurance from the Farmers Insurance Group, your family can depend on protection now. Life insurance can also help you put money away for your retirement. For safety today and security tomorrow. Farmers Insurance Group. For life.
You build a new razor with precision heads to shave below the skin in comfort. And what do you get? Cut a precision groove to help the Norelco lift and cut system shave even closer. And what do you get? Build a razor that shaves closer, smoother than ever before. And what do you get? The new Norelco razors. Our closest shave ever.
The championship round finals of the Rochester Open are being brought to you by the local agents of the Farmers Insurance Group. Farmers Insurance Group. For life.
Welcome back to Marcel's Olympic Bowl in Rochester, New York. Roger Bowker down by 8 pins, and look at the whopping numbers there, Michael. He averaged 272 on this pair of lanes throughout the week.
Kind of liked it, didn't he?
Kinda.
Leaves a soft 10 here. Television's another story, though, Dan.
Roger told me the lane conditions here this week very similar to what he faced in 1990 when he won this event.
His ball picks up a heavy roll here and hits real hard. Well, we see no doubles yet, only a couple strikes, 9 pins the difference. Palombi's got him. Roger, the oldest player on the telecast, 3 titles, 5'8", 170. Coaching that magic 40, huh, Dan?
What that graphic doesn't explain is the fact that he's already won 15 PBA regional titles, and as you told me just prior to the telecast, he's finished second 27 times on the regional tour.
So that means 42 times he's bowled for the title in regional programs.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Finally gets an X on lane 33, so that could be a key strike in this match.
Plus now I see he'll be going back to his good lane to try and get that double. Wow, it looked like he just stroked that ball and it made a snap in the middle of the lane and just ran high. Ron looks so good bowling all the time. Between the second and third arrows, now watch it grab real quickly right here. And boy, it had no chance. The 4, 6, 7, he's going to throw hard and straight at 4, 7. Hope something bounces out. Oh, it almost did.
All right, Palombi with an open. I had a chance to talk to him about winning here in '88 and what it meant to him tonight.
Yeah, I always look forward to coming here to Rochester. This is the first year I've done really well since '88. I think 2 reasons I bowl well here. One is the fact that the lanes usually play similar to what I play on back at home, somewhere in the track, which I'm very comfortable with. And also, this tournament is always after a layoff from the tour, and I come back fresh and ready to bowl again.
Solid week all week long. Finally got it into the pocket on the left-hand lane and couldn't shake loose of the 7-pin.
So it's just been a struggle for both players. They're both bowling in the 180s right now. That open put Palombi behind by 5 pins. He hasn't had a strike since the first frame, so there were a lot of strikes in practice on us, folks, but as soon as we turned the lights on, they've been struggling.
And a lot of strikes throughout the week on this pair of lanes. The 5 professionals average. Oh, as Palombi whiffs the 7-pin, they average nearly 240 on this pair of lanes as Palombi misses the 7-pin.
You know, he was turning around walking away from this, Dan. He was sure he had made it. He flattens it out and throws it hard and straight right at the 7 with angle. Now, he's confident right now it's going to run over and get the 7-pin, and it just doesn't make it.
Roger Bowker looking at an excellent opportunity and takes advantage on the double.
Playing much further outside on the right lane. Now, you talked about 2 different balls. He's using 2 different angles.
Well, it was funny. Butch Soper's one of his best friends, and Butch loves to play the outside line. They were talking about that when you and I were out there watching him in practice, and Roger went out and threw some shots there and said, you know what, this is plan B on the right-hand lane.
And you see how far on the replay that ball came back from the outside to get the double.
Could lead by 36 if he strikes here. More speed on the left-hand lane, and a beautiful strike. So Roger Bowker tuning in to this championship round pair. Bowker with his 3rd consecutive strike. He leads by 36. When we come back, he'll look to put away Ron Palombi Jr. in the opening round of this year's Rochester Open.
For Time Warner Cable's fall installation offer, call Thursday, Friday, or Saturday and get the same-day installation. Free. And you'll receive a free large pizza from Domino's. Install HBO, Cinemax, Prism, Showtime, the Disney Channel, the Movie Channel. Install any or all of our services absolutely free. Free installation, free pizza. Arr! But you must call by 2 p.m. on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. This offer's so good it makes me want to... Ow!
Sometimes the best test of yourself is to team up with others. There's something about pulling together that helps you do better on your own. Maybe it's because your effort helps somebody else. Maybe it's because it's not necessarily over just because you have a bad night. Or maybe it's because you never stand taller than when you stand together. League bowling at BPAA Center. It's a whole lot more than a game.
Clearview Lanes in Mount Joy.
And of those 6 national titles, a U.S. Open, a PBA National, all he needs now is the General Tire Tournament of Champions for that Triple Crown.
For the Triple Crown, right? Right now, he'd just like to get a strike or two.
Oh.
Moved a little deeper.
Head pin slashing over, wouldn't take out the 10. Ron turns around and says, well, I threw a good shot and left the 7 pin, a good shot and left the 10 pin.
Just getting no breaks in this match at all. You know, what Roger Bowker did is so indicative of what match play bowling is all about. As soon as his opponent made a mistake, he jumped all over him with a 3-bagger.
Another open frame for Palombi, who is obviously a bit distracted at this point in time, maybe a little more disgusted than anything else.
Well, you miss a 7 pin and a 10 pin back to back, you don't win many matches.
Especially when you have 1-on-1 in the 7th.
Yeah, it's not his best effort.
No. Salutes lane 33. Really, last night began the downfall for Ron. He lost 6 of his last 7 games in the final 8 games of match play.
So he's just continued that pattern today.
Yeah, I think he'll look to turn it around next week at Taylor Lanes. Start a fresh streak in the other direction.
Boy, all the way out to the edge. Doesn't quite make it back. Kind of a safe shot there. Leaves just a 2 pin. As we see it, at the arrows about the 6th board, he got it out to about 1 or 2, and it just wouldn't make it back. It was a little off balance when he delivered that down.
2 pin wiggled, but that was about it.
He's trying to walk a little more erect to the line. He feels that helps him control his speed a little bit better and maintain that speed. If his head and shoulders creep forward too soon, he feels that he gets softer with the shot and the ball creeps high.
Has gone with this unusual one-handed style since the 1980 season.
No, he's trying to keep the head and shoulders back as long as he can. Nice break. Breaking out the 6 pin. Well, you just got to maintain that speed on that left lane, then.
Yeah, if you let up or get it started left, you're through the nose and praying for some kind of a break.
See, same thing that Palombi did right here, only he gets the good break. He's got double pinnacle up there. The 9 pin falls over on the 10 and then also gets the 6.
Double duty for the 9. Roger cross lane at the spare. And after an open in the first frame, has put himself in a position to win this match. However, if Palombi Jr. can go off the sheet, he can still shoot 191.
Amazingly enough, he could still win this match. I mean, it doesn't seem likely, but it is possible.
Hasn't had a break all night. And that's the way to finish.
See, the stroke was just too much of a stroke and not enough speed. He's got to use a little more force to overpower these lanes right now.
Tough night for Ron Palombi, who had visions of title number 7. Trying to shoot 150.
Yeah. When you need 3 in the 10th to get 150, it's an embarrassing evening.
Tough night. It'll be a 5th place finish for former U.S. Open champion from Erie, Pennsylvania. 5th is better than anything else here in the opening week. It's a good check. Got to look at the positives.
Yes.
Oh, I know he's not right now.
When you're bowling 140, it's hard to look at the positives.
Frustrating. Frustrating for these great players to get put in a position where they just can't quite perform. Ron has just officially given up with this pair of lanes.
Yep. Come here, ball.
Yep. Come on back and we'll head to the paddock.
Yeah, all's forgiven.
That's right.
Or maybe not.
Well, if we hear something in the next couple of minutes from down at the paddock, we'll know that ball is not forgiven. Got a pasting. Oh, well, tough night for Ron Palombi Jr. He'll bounce back next week. Roger Bowker just about ready to put the finishing touches on a lopsided win in the opening match. And a turkey in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. That spelled the difference in this one. And he gets a free practice shot and takes very fair advantage. When we come back to Rochester, Mike Durbin with his latest average builder. And tonight, Mike deals with the pre-shot routine.
Lisa's great, but there's something about Sharon. Sharon's okay. Lisa, whew, what a knockout.
Why is the grass always greener on the other side?
You lucky dog. Lucky dog.
Why ask why?
Try a less filling beer with a lot more taste. Bud Dry. It's one thing.
Nice.
That's beyond question.
Now when you fly with Michael Jordan, you can have the seat right next to him.
Showtime.
Get the whole show in this great new video, Michael Jordan Airtime. It's free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. The best way to get inside the action for over 20 million readers. Call this toll-free number now and let one of sports' most celebrated stars be your tour guide on an unforgettable behind-the-scenes journey.
Here we go now. The rim seems like a big old huge bucket.
This is the greatest performance. Catch the excitement of the NBA. Then go with Michael to Monte Carlo and Barcelona for an inside look at it all.
Nothing could equal what we were going to do in Monte Carlo.
Get your free video and 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.39 an issue. Save over 52% off the cover price. For quicker delivery, use your credit card. Take off with your free Jordan video and catch the next flight in Sports Illustrated. Call now.
Are you ready?
I've been asked many, many times, what's the most common mistake an amateur bowler makes? And I usually reply, they don't pay attention to detail. And I think one of the big reasons they don't pay attention to detail is that they've never developed a pre-shot routine that they can go through every single time before they deliver the ball. And that's what I'd like to talk about tonight, that pre-shot routine. Let me give you a few suggestions that if you incorporate them into your game, I think it will help you. The first thing is simply picking up the bowling ball. And we do that with both hands, just like this. Next, I cradle it in my opposite arm that I'm going to throw it with while I'm finding my spot on the approach that I'm going to stand. That's the next thing I do, is I find the spot that I want to stand on. And it's important that I stand on the same spot frame after frame unless I'm making an adjustment. That way I'm better able to read the lane. The next thing I want to do is simply to put my hand in the bowling ball, and we recommend put the fingers in first and then the thumb. Next, I want to pick up the target with my eyes and pick out a specific target. One of the arrows out there is what I recommend. And the last thing is that I take a deep breath and blow it out before I go. Just inhale and blow it out. So there you have it. Remember these things. Pick up the ball with both hands, cradle it in the left arm, find your spot on the lane, hand goes in the ball, pick out the target on the lane, take the deep breath. If you do those things, I'll guarantee you that average will build. We'll see you again next week from Indianapolis, Indiana, and we'll have another average builder.
Final score, match number 1, Roger Bowker winning 215 to 141. When we come back, Dave Arnold and Roger Bowker matched up in game number 2.
Not to toot our own horn, but Hershey Symphony bars are our creamiest, smoothest milk chocolate, also available with almonds and toffee chips. There'll never be another unfinished Hershey Symphony. Sounds delicious, doesn't it?
Introducing the Dremel Moto tool. You cut, we cut. You sharpen, we sharpen. You polish, we polish. You drill, we drill. You clean, we clean. You sand, we sand. You grind, we grind. You hammer. Did I mention we cut? The Dremel Moto tool, with more than 150 available accessories. Why settle for some 2-bit Christmas gift?
At Radio Shack, we've always made the latest technology easy to understand for your family. And now our CD-ROM computers make it easy to bring entire libraries to life. Experience the power of Tandy multimedia computers. Only at Radio Shack.
My dandruff and itch are awful. I'll try anything. Denorex tingles. Head and Shoulders doesn't.
Both have effective dandruff medicine, but Denorex has something extra that tingles.
That's why I started using Denorex. No flakes, no itch.
Denorex, the serious dandruff shampoo.
All right, next week, the PBA Tour heads over to Taylor Lane in Taylor, Michigan for the Greater Detroit Open, Wednesday, October 27th. All the action begins 7:30 sharp live on ESPN. On to match number 2. 7 strikes in the opening game for Roger Bowker.
Somehow I had us a week ahead of time. I was already in Indianapolis. I missed Detroit. That wouldn't be very nice.
No. But I like balls. I know you like Indy.
I like Detroit, too.
So do I.
Yeah. The Lions are playing the Rams this week, so.
Oh, sure. And you're a big Rams fan.
Oh, yeah.
What if the Rams win?
That's not much chance of that. Roger chose to switch to his spare ball. Probably use it on both lanes, I would imagine. You were talking about using 2 different balls earlier. We'll see if he uses the same ball that he was using on the right lane.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea to throw 1 ball in the left-hand lane, 1 ball in the right-hand lane.
Well, if you can do it. The problem with it, then, is the difference in the feel of the bowling balls. I mean, as much as we try and drill them all the same and everything, they do feel differently. And if you can master that and don't have a problem with it, then it's fine.
Really a square, solid game here. Pendulum swing up the track. And this gentleman, Dave Arnold, will throttle the pocket on most pairs of lanes.
And he won't look the same or any different if he strikes or if he throws a big 4 split. So, I mean, never changes the expression. $108,000 already this year. Tremendous year for him.
Told me that he's really just trying to focus 100% on his bowling this year. Feels like that's the difference. Been out bowling full time for 6-7 years now. Won his first title earlier this year, and there we see up jumps the left-hand lane. Look at the huge break there.
Saw it hooked right in the middle of the lane, Dan. I mean, you've got to overcome that with either angle or speed. Now, Roger Bowker's tried to do it with the ball surface. We talked about that as one of the methods, too, and moving further outside, getting away from that area of the lane that hooks early.
At least he has a makeable split.
Pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, he gave it a run.
6 over towards the 7, but an open frame, and Roger Bowker has been the recipient of some nice open frames from his opponents.
Nice for him.
One thing we ought to mention, Ron Palombi really had a very sore thumb. As a matter of fact, the patch pulled off right in the middle of his match. So he was struggling just to finish out the game.
Back to Roger. He did not go back to the ball that he was striking with on this lane. He tried to use the same ball, and it didn't make it up. It's your feeling, anyway, that he'll be using this black ball on the left lane and the
Sure.
kind of green ball on the right lane.
I mean, he threw plenty of strikes on the right-hand lane. I don't know. Of course, I think you're mentioning the fact that you want the same feel in the ball might be the difference. And I had a chance to talk to Roger prior to the telecast. He won all 8 matches last night and moved from 19th to 1st.
Yeah, I've only done that once before, and that was at a regional in Memphis. I qualified 4th in TV show, and I shot 250, 290, 230, 260, and just to be able to get in a zone like that and be able to strike that many times is a feat in itself.
I should say from 19th to 4th.
He's hoping to go to 1st, though.
I was so excited on that move. He averaged 254.
Hits the nose, gets another break, and leaves the 6th pin on the left-hand lane. So now Roger Bowker shaking his head, and this pair of lanes right now providing plenty of challenge for our professionals.
And it really will be interesting to watch Kelly Coffman, who throws more hook than probably all the other ones combined, come over and bowl on this pair of lanes and just circle the whole lane.
And then Dave Ferraro, who goes pretty straight by and large, is the top seed. PBA Player Services Director Larry Lickstein and I were chatting, and I said, Larry, look at the assortment of players on this telecast tonight. He looked at me and said, hey, it's the balls, the manufacturers. These balls are so great that any type of player can make a telecast now, whether you're a straight player or a hooker in between.
I think it also speaks to the PBA lane maintenance program, too, that it's putting out a condition that different shots can equally compete on.
Another strike on lane 34. Let's see if Dave Arnold increases his speed on the left-hand lane.
Dave Arnold, basically a 4-step player. We see the ball held right at waist high here. Now he pushes it and steps pretty close at the same time. Now watch when he gets right here. We see the foot. The ball is right at the peak of the backswing. Now the slide. The ball's pretty much on time. Square delivery. Left hand out for balance. Nice delivery.
Very simple, repeatable game. Looks like he moved a little deeper. And a solid 8, and that'll make you pull your hair out.
Oh, especially what goes through your mind is, why now? You can't happen now. But what he's got to do, Bowker by no means is locked in, is convert this 8-pin, and he's still in this match.
A highly consistent year.
Trouble. Wow, he kind of stuck a little bit there at the line, but had no trouble making the 8-pin. Roger switches back now, Dan. He's going back and forth with bowling balls.
Oh, this is a good move here.
Has to hurry. He takes such a quick pivot step. I mean, he's hardly on that right foot at all. I mean, it's boom, boom, it's gone. He's fighting his rhythm and his timing right now. I mean, trying to figure out the lanes, which ball to use, everything going through his mind, and he's kind of losing his rhythm a little bit.
But the good news is he's right in the middle of the match. I mean, he's making these moves, trying to get zeroed in, and he's very close.
He's close, but he's not there yet.
PBA Commissioner Mike Connor on hand. Had a chance to chat with him this morning. He flew in with us.
Same
Continental
plane.
Express from Cleveland to Rochester.
Yeah, he's still using his. He's backward. He's what you want now.
Right.
He's
Now
using
this
the black ball in the left lane and the green ball in the right lane.
This ball goes a little longer, doesn't hook as much. Okay, he's playing out.
And still can't keep it off the nose.
Well, now he's really confused. But I think this is the right way to go for him. You just got to make the adjustments and make the shots.
Yeah, but then he's not throwing any balls in the pocket.
I guess my question was, why didn't he stay with the one ball on 34 at the beginning of the match and this ball on 33 to begin with? But he didn't. And that had to hurt him.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. You know, he bowled 2-team the last game. Playing in the track on that left lane, trying to use speed to control the lane. Now he's trying to use angle and ball surface. He's got one ball in the pocket and no strikes.
Meticulous Dave Arnold goes to work in the 5th. He struck on this lane the last trip, and he trails by 7.
And interestingly enough, he picked the finish on that left lane because he had the choice. Oh. But he does one thing. Every now and then, that right shoulder seems to dip and drop down, and the ball gets set left and short. Baby split. What he wants to do is have the ball hit right here and deflect right into the 10. For a pro, I think they would make it about 50% of the time at least. I never did, but these guys do. Got it.
Beautiful conversion. Of course, accuracy is very much a part of his game.
Accuracy and control, as we see his bio there, 6'3", probably the tallest. Well, we have to see how tall Kelly Coffman is, 165 pounds, with 1 national title, approaching that magic age of 30. Palombi had just turned 31.
He still looks 25 to me. Another pocket hit, this time a solid 10 on 33. So Dave Arnold peppering the pocket, but not coming up with much.
He changes balls for the spare, goes to something that evidently will go a little straighter at the spare.
10-pin match, Roger Bowker on top.
And we've had 5 frames by one bowler and 6 by another. We've had 2 strikes, Dennis.
You and I have been wrong before. We've been known for it. We pride ourselves in it. We'll be back with more of our second match after these messages.
Now when you fly with Michael Jordan, you can have the seat right next to him.
Showtime.
Get the whole show in this great new video, Michael Jordan Airtime. It's free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. The best way to get inside the action for over 20 million readers. Call this toll-free number now and let one of sports' most celebrated stars be your tour guide on an unforgettable behind-the-scenes journey.
Can we go to... The rim seems like a big old huge bucket.
This is the greatest performance. Catch the excitement of the NBA. Then go with Michael to Monte Carlo and Barcelona for an inside look at it all.
Nothing could equal what we were going to in Monte Carlo.
Get your free video and 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.39 an issue. Save over 52% off the cover price. For quicker delivery, use your credit card. Take off with your free Jordan video and catch the next flight in Sports Illustrated. Call now.
What you see, the remnants of a missed opportunity for Roger Bowker in the 7th lane. And while we were away, this was a strike in the 6th frame.
And he went back to the green ball, played outside and destroyed him. First ball on the left lane, he went back inside the track with a lot of speed, and it just kept going. So this left lane presenting Roger Bowker with a lot of problems.
Arnold trying to get back into the pocket and does. Gets his first break of the match, trips out the 4. Now the critical shot of the week for Dave Arnold will come on 33.
And right now he's up by 4 pins in the match and can increase it to 14. In the track area, about the 12th, 13th forward, the 2-pin goes to the sideboard and gets that 4. Like you say, very big shot coming up for him right now.
Solid 8, solid 10. He's due on the left-hand lane.
Yeah, so you just have that feeling that he's going to strike right now. Interesting in sports activities how that happens.
Wonderful bowling this week. Don't forget, coming up, the Ebonite Three Rivers Open. The ladies are at Princess Lanes, located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Tuesday, October 26th, 11:30 p.m. Central Time is when you'll see the finals there. Defending champion, Carol Norman. Bowker back to the outside line, flirting with the twig, and that was nearly disaster.
See, what has happened in here, and it's happened to me lots of times, is the difficulty or the degree of difficulty of the lane has affected his delivery of the bowling ball. And he's just not throwing the quality shots he's capable of. He's still in the match, so he still has a chance. He could strike it out for 201, and that would be a winner for what Dave is doing right now. So, but he needs to get his rhythm back.
All right, how do you convince yourself that it's not so much the lanes, but it's what you're doing at that point in time?
You got to go right back and say, hey, I'm just going to try. My goal this time is to make a good shot.
And he did.
See, it is possible. You know, it's a mind over matter game so many times that you've got to fight this battle that's going on inside of your mind and perform out on the lane under intense pressure.
Three-bagger and control in the match.
Can't throw it much better than that. As he enters the 10th frame, needing to fill, what, 17 pins in the 10th to lock it up. Can't throw it much better than that. 10 pins in the pit, intense concentration.
Make no mistake about it. The butterflies are fluttering in that stomach.
I think it's adrenaline right now, Dan. I think he is supremely confident and feels that he's going to throw this ball right in the pocket.
Light hit shaker hit the pocket. 7-pin stands, but an easy spare.
Needs to convert this and get 8 for 202 and a winner. Anything less, and we could have a lot of possibilities yet. Got to make this first.
That's what Roger is hoping for. Just some kind of a chance to maybe tie this or win this in the very late stages. Trouble. Oh, my. We saw Palombi miss in game number 1, so obviously there's some conditioner, heavy conditioner over there, and he may have just handed this match to Roger Bowker.
Well, he finishes with 192. He played this spare from the left, and the ball just never got a chance to get over there. Roger needs 2 hits in the 10th. He just never bit.
Bowker needs to make a key shot. Pow! And he trips out the floor. He's still alive in this match.
Well, I mean, he's coming right back off of the slab. They had him in the slot in the morgue. As we watch the shot, over about the 6th board, out to about the 3rd. He trips the 2 into the 4, and the 9 falls late. Comes down to 1 shot for the whole week. Strikes here, he wins.
He's got a hook. Oh, what a turnaround as Arnold misses the 7-pin, and Bowker comes storming to snatch the game.
I'll tell you what, Dave Arnold's just got to be sitting over there just pounding himself in the head right now. And Bowker, you know, this is the type of thing Gary Dickinson did it twice on the senior tour where he appeared dead, went on to win the tournament. Just needs to keep this on the lane.
He accomplished that. What a comeback for Roger Bowker. He must be thinking about 1990 when he won here. He'll have his hands full in the next match, though, with Kelly Coffman, a young, strapping power player from Topeka, Kansas. 201 to 192. A key strike in the 10th frame. The second one as Bowker rolls his eyes and tries to roll on against Coffman in the next game.
Your car and you, we're keeping you on the go. Fill it up, we are the name in town. People have come to trust Newcomer Oil. You'll be comfortable with us. Newcomer Oil. You'll be comfortable with us. Rev it up, fill it up, Newcomer Oil.
Back from the dead came Roger Bowker with a 4-bagger. 201 to 192, a stunning victory over Dave Arnold. Next week, the Greater Detroit Open from Taylor Lanes in Taylor, Michigan. It all starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, October 27th. As soon as we're finished here in Rochester, they'll crank it up in Mississippi. And Mike Durbin stands by now with our top seed, Dave Ferraro.
Thank you, Denny. With me is the tournament leader this week, Dave Ferraro. Dave, last year, outstanding year. Player of the year. You were on 9 telecasts, won twice. This year has been a little bit different. You haven't won yet. It's been okay. Are you disappointed at all?
Well, a little bit. You know, when you have a year like last year, your expectations are to have another year like it. And out here, it just doesn't work that way. You know, you get in a hot streak, and you hope it lasts for a while, and hopefully this is the start of things to come.
Was there any letdown coming into this year?
I don't think so. You know, everybody said what happened to a couple past Player of the Years, how they had bad years following the award. But, you know, to me, the pressure was last fall when the pressure was on when 3 or 4 guys had a chance at the award. when I got it, I mean, I had more confidence coming into this year than ever before.
Okay. A few weeks ago, going into the Japan Cup, you withdrew for an illness. Was that illness going on all year, or was it just that tournament?
No, it was something that lasted about 25, 30 days. I had a viral infection, and I wasn't really sure I was going to come here. I got better a week ago today, in fact, so ready to go.
Okay, so you do feel well now?
Yep, 100%.
Okay. This week, you're the tournament leader. You bowl well all week long. First time you've been in the tournament. What went different this week?
Well, it's kind of amazing that I led the tournament. You know, because of the illness, I haven't had much chance to bowl many games, and I was kind of not expecting to do so well. And I bowled practice session, and I had a fairly good shot, and I really never got faked out any of the blocks. I think that helped.
So you're ready tonight?
Ready to go.
Okay, Denny, he says he's ready to go. Look out for him. He's known as a clutch player.
When we come back, the semifinal match, Roger Bowker, with 2 victories tonight, takes on Kelly Coffman here in the Rochester Open.
Bud Light, the official beer of League Bowling and the Professional Bowlers Tour, brings you the Bud Light Bowling Hall of Fame Tournament. Registration for local qualifying is going on now. Contact your local bowling proprietor for more information.
Glaxo, where the search for answers never stops. Where the hopes of the millions waiting for a cure live in each of us.
Blue represents electropositive. It's not going to be a straightforward solution.
And sometimes the search can't wait till tomorrow. Glaxo, on the brink of discovery.
You're about to see the power of subliminal advertising.
Now, can you name bowling's hookingest and bashingest ball?
It's the Rhino Pro line in several distinctive urethane formulations to improve any game. Only at your local pro shop.
Will we claim the new Norelco razor shaves closer than ever without hundreds of tests to back it up? Say our new Precision Groove helps the Norelco lift and cut system shave closer without proof? No. We wouldn't say it's our closest shave ever without science, sensors, tests. But of all the tests that prove it's closer, the most convincing requires a personal touch. The new Norelco razors, our closest shave ever.
Top-ranked boxing. 3-time world champion Iran the Blade Barkley battles Adolfo Washington. Plus, undefeated Emmett Laser Lincoln takes on Lonnie Beasley. Top-ranked boxing. Tonight, live on ESPN.
Roger Bowker to start the semifinal match. A couple of players on the opposite ends of the spectrum here in terms of hooking the bowling ball.
Yeah, it's amazing. Roger hooks it hardly at all, and Kelly uses the whole lane.
But Roger Bowker has had 2 games in competition on this pair of lanes. He shows a little gamesmanship with Kelly Coffman.
That was interesting, wasn't he? What are you supposed to point the finger down like that meant, huh? Does that mean that I can strike with you too, big boy?
Here we go. The roller coaster ride. Wow. Well, Kelly Coffman, the John Daly of the PBA Tour.
Yeah, exactly.
Grip it and rip it, and man, are they behind him here in Rochester. Wait until you hear him hoot and holler if he gets it cranked up.
They love it. Now, he picked the finish on this left lane. He liked it better. He was striking every time in practice.
Solid 4, and I do mean solid.
In a hurry. I'll tell you. Oh, my goodness. Watch this ball. Now, he's setting that down left of the 4th arrow. It gets out to about the 10th board, and then it's like falling off a table to the left. He just did the difficult part. He made the 4-pin.
Bowker looking to double and grab the early opportunity.
Roger just methodical, going through his pre-shot routine, the same thing every time.
Roger says, listen, I hook it about a third as much, but I can hit the 1-3.
With enough power to knock them over. They may not disappear quite as fast, but hey, it's the final score that counts, not the revs.
7 strikes in game number 1, 5 X's in game number 2.
Yeah, but 4 at the end. He's got 6 in a row now, you know, between the 2 games. I'll tell you what, he's figured something out, Dennis. You know, he kept fiddling and fiddling and fiddling.
Well, it just goes to show you put a world-class player on a pair of lanes for more than one game, and he's going to start to fine-tune it. Kelly just tries to slaughter it.
Oh, did you see that 10-pin disappear in a hurry? Woo! I tell you what, he better start striking. He's known for strikes. Watch how fast that 10-pin goes out of your den. Again, out to about the 8th board, and it just whack. The pins have a different sound when he hits them.
Averaged 254 in the second round this week. Had back-to-back 279 games. Had a 299 this week. Look at this one. Ooh, a glaring stare from Mr. Coffman on the left-hand lane.
Now, we do have a little gamesmanship going between these two, don't we? Yeah. Roger's not going to be intimidated, though.
He bowled for 42 PBA regional titles.
Yeah. And 3 national titles that he's won, too.
Like old hat. Now Bowker starts to run him out.
Roger's ready, I'll tell you.
Randy Squire, the winner of this week's Rochester Open Pro-Am.
I thought maybe he was a relative of Roger. He kind of looks similar to Roger there, you know.
Probably rooting for him. It's always a tournament within a tournament on the PBA Tour, the Pro-Am, and also the National Tour event. Look at this. 8 shots, 7 strikes. What a turnaround from last game. Bowker still alive with a 5-bagger.
It's amazing, just showing what quality of execution can do. He could not hit this pair for 8 frames the last game. Watch it come in light now. The head pin goes to the sideboard, cleans out the 4, 5, 7, and Roger running them all out.
Coffman unleashes another bomb, and it responds.
It's kind of like it hits the bank at the Indy Trank. It just turns left, you know, going around the corner there.
About a 15-degree bank there, huh? Kelly just trying to maintain pace right now. Power against accuracy. What will win out?
Yeah, that'll be an interesting question. Boy, so little time. Oh! I can't believe that. That's the fastest head pin I ever saw come off the sideboard and miss that 10 pin. Watch this head pin. Watch the head pin go to the sideboard. It hits that sideboard like a bullet back and misses the 10. Wow.
Coffman has bowled beautifully, but he trails a 4-pin and a 10-pin. And Bowker is perfect through 5 frames.
In your quest to master the perfect bowling score, Columbia introduces the new Power Torque. It's beyond reactive. Columbia bowls the world over.
Just one more strike for a 300 gain.
For the inside track on your favorite bowlers, become part of the PBA fan club.
All fan club members receive the PBA media guide and pro programs along with your official membership card. Also, for a limited time only, this Millionaires Club poster is included.
So don't wait. Call today. Call 1-800-299-4PBA for your membership in the PBA fan club.
Plenty of 300 games, so we know he has it in him to do that.
Yeah, he's not thinking about that yet. He's thinking he's not far enough ahead yet.
Leads by 21.
Boy, everyone's been the same picture on the right lane.
Well, he finished with the last 4, so that's 10 in a row here between the 2
in a row.
games.
Watch this, right over the first arrow, out to about the second, third board. When he doesn't get it out to that first board, he just is flushing every shot as long as he keeps the speed up.
Got away with one there. That's what Kelly is thinking as he hitches up the pants.
Over about the third arrow. Gets the light bucket crumbler here. The 1 barely hits the 2 and makes them all dance. His reaction, up. Up again.
Kelly Coffman. More room. This time the 10-pin goes as he stares and glares at Roger Bowker.
Well, he did glare right at him, didn't he?
Oh, they're having fun, these two.
Well, I think it's ceased to be fun now. It's starting to get serious. He's 41 down. He's got to strike it out then.
Chelsea hoping for the best. Kelly's bowled awfully well.
Awfully well.
Another big shot. Another huge strike, and he answers with a double of his own.
Well, then Kelly Coffman can take it out the sheet for 259. For right now, Roger Bowker, if he is going at a 250 pace right now, so he's got to keep striking.
Opts for a re-rack on lane 34. I think Kelly hit him so hard the last time that maybe they didn't set up straight.
I don't know that I'd have done that, no matter how bad the rack was. As good as things been going for him, I think I'd have shot it. He knew what he was doing, though.
Another strike, reminiscent of when he won here in 1990, and he talked about that victory and the confidence that it gave him.
Yeah, I've always liked bowling here in Rochester because play more of an outside line. It fits my game a lot more, and I have a lot more confidence playing here.
And I tell you what, then 21 300s, and there's a possibility of 22. The way he's hitting that right lane, this may be the key shot. Baby. Hey, that's 13 in a row. He has surpassed an Andy Varapapa 300.
Well, we're going to get a chance to see somebody maybe shoot 300 and maybe win an extra 10,000.
And, you know, we talked at the top of the show about Kelly Coffman bowling a 242 and winning. 242 is not going to be close, man. He's going to get it.
Another strike for the big fella who has to be shell-shocked right now.
You know, he could take this out the sheet for 259. He had a 4-pin and a 10-pin. And he's not in the match. He can't win.
Looks more like a defensive tackle at 6'2", 240. That would have to be frustrating to shoot that kind of a game and not have a sniff at a victory.
Was that 28 his age or the number of revs he gets on the ball?
Kind of nonchalantly going through the paces here as he now is on a 4-bagger and could shoot 259. What does a guy have to do to win on the national tour?
Shoot more than 259. I'll tell you what. Oh, he really thought he had a chance here, and he did. He's going to get 10 strikes then and not have a chance.
He looks over at Rogers and says, hey, what am I supposed to do, bro? Can't you cut me any slack?
Well, hey, we've seen stranger things happen. Remember Del Ballard's shot in Baltimore? It went right into the channel. I don't expect that to happen.
Great game by Kelly Coffman, but it may not be enough. All Chelsea can do is say, well, 259 is pretty smooth, but Mr. Bowker may have the upper hand.
A lot of things riding here, you know. I mean, the possibility of 10,000 coming from the PBA, another 300 on national television, moving on to the title match, one frame at a time.
Number 10. Whoa! Solid 4. Kelly Coffman was rooting him on. Great sportsmanship there. Roger Bowker a winner. And when you think about it, David, he's won, or I should say, Michael, he's won 3 matches here and won his last 8 last night. 11 straight victories in this bowling center. And he's looking for number 12. He's going to have to stare down the barrel of a rifle because Dave Ferraro is next in line. Of course, Ferraro's got to be thinking to himself, I'm going to need an automatic weapon to beat this guy.
Well, I think Ferraro was thinking he'd rather bowl Bowker than Kelly Coffman. The way Kelly was lined up there, we don't know what Roger's going to shoot the next game, but Kelly would have come back with another 250.
I know one thing. These guys finally proved you and I right. They were going to throw some strikes on the championship round pair. Kelly Coffman says, oh, sure, now you missed the head pin when it doesn't mean anything. Great match. 277, 259, a lot of strikes. And they're appreciating it here at Marcel's Olympic Bowl in Rochester, New York. When we come back, it's Bowker and our top seed, Dave Ferraro, for the 1993 Rochester Open Championship.
Showtime.
Jordan drives it. Everyone's seen Michael Jordan like this. But now, Sports Illustrated gives you a closer look at one of sports' most celebrated heroes.
I'm just a country boy from North Carolina.
It's a fascinating new video called Michael Jordan Airtime. And it's free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. The best way to get inside the action and intensity of sports every week. With every sentence, every picture, you'll get right into the heart-pounding excitement, the raw power, with action that unfolds right before your eyes. Call now, and we'll also take you inside Michael's remarkable world.
Let's watch Jordan. I think he's talking to Mutombo.
I told him I was going to shoot this with my eyes closed. As you know, I closed my eyes and shot it and made it. And I told him, welcome to the NBA.
Experience all the fantastic plays and incredible moves. The fun and the fury. It's a unique look at Michael Jordan's amazing talent.
The rim seems like a big old huge bucket.
And it comes with a full year of Sports Illustrated, including the swimsuit issue for only $1.39 an issue. Save over 52% off the cover price. Spend a year with Michael as you get into the life of the NBA's brightest star.
Hey, that was a good joke. Did you do that? That was pretty damn good.
Your video's free when you subscribe to Sports Illustrated, the magazine more than 24 million readers get into every week. Call now for your free Michael Jordan Airtime video. For quicker delivery, use your credit card. Nobody plays basketball like Michael Jordan, and nobody gets into sports like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Time now for a look at championship frame, and we'll start at match number 1. Roger Bowker with a key shot in the 7th frame.
He was on a double here, and Palombi had opened a couple times in a row. This was more or less just really stomping on his opponent. That's what match game play is all about. He did it perfectly. With a greatly executed shot. They gave him over a 30 or 40 pin lead. Went on to win easily 215 to 144. That was just the first of several victories tonight.
Then it was on to match number 2. This was a key shot for Roger in the 10th frame.
You know, when Dave Arnold had missed a 7-pin in the 10th, Roger got the first one, needed this one for victory right here. What a shot. Perfectly executed. 10 pins in the pit. His reaction, yes!
Came back from nowhere to win 201 to 192. Then it was on to a sensational semifinal match. Bowker starting with the first 9 strikes in a row.
Kelly Coffman actually had 10 strikes, but only had 259. Bowker over target. Thinks it has a chance. It creeps a hair high, leaves the 4-pin. In the 270s, it's a victory and on to the title match.
A near bid for 300 as Roger finishes with a 277-259 victory over Kelly Coffman. Let's now take a look at the rest of the top 24, missing by just 14 pins. The man of the year thus far, Walter Ray. Jimmy Johnson was 7th.
In the 8th position, Justin Romick and Tim Kress at number 9.
Rounding out the top 10 in a star-studded field, Scott Devers. Mike Miller was 11th this week.
In the middle, good old Tom Baker, the veteran, and even bigger veteran, Ernie Schlegel from USA.
Dave Traber 14th, and Randy Peterson back in the finals again.
Eugene McCune in 16th. John Masiello from Buffalo in 17th.
the 18th position, the man who throws a lot of 300s, Bob Learn Jr., and Jimmy Johnson with 19.
A lot of Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
Eric Forkel, number 20, and Del Ballard. Hey, nice beard there, Del.
Wayne Webb, 22nd, and Brian Goebel was 23rd.
And holding them all up, John Delp with our alternate, Brian Himmler.
That was a quick look at our top 24 this week. When we come back to Marcel's Olympic Bowl in Rochester, New York, Roger Bowker, with a smile on his face, will take on Dave Ferraro for the title and $23,000 in first place prize money.
At Radio Shack, we've always made the latest technology easy to understand for your family. And now our CD-ROM computers make it easy to bring entire libraries to life. Experience the power of Tandy multimedia computers. Only at Radio Shack.
Arrow, the maker of the world-famous T-50 staple gun tacker, introduces the Brute, a complete line of heavy-duty tape measures with non-slip hook, contoured design with easy-to-work lock. For the professional and the do-it-yourselfer, Arrow measures up.
The real triumph of this year's newest sleek Euro design is how much fun it gives to the gallon. Introducing the all-new water-saving shower massage.
My dandruff and itch are awful. I'll try anything. Denorex tingles. Head and Shoulders doesn't.
Both have effective dandruff medicine, but Denorex has something extra that tingles.
That's why I started using Denorex. No flakes, no itch.
Denorex, the serious dandruff shampoo.
How John Shumsky eats a Reese's peanut butter cup. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
What? Oh, guard dog. Oh, very scary. Finally, the good stuff.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Down to the final two combatants for a Rochester Open title.
And it's interesting how every single one of them has let Roger Bowker finish on that right lane. And Dave Ferraro's doing the same thing.
Roger trying to pick up where he left off, but ends up with a solid 10 pin. Of course, the seniors were down at Don Carter's Bowling Center in West Palm Beach for a tournament this week that was not televised. We have the finals there. Frankie May defeated PBA and ABC Hall of Famer Dave Davis in the title match, 279 to 177. So Frankie gets his first senior win. Davis finished second. Tommy Evans was third. Ronnie Winger fourth. And Sam Flanagan was fifth.
The flang is back, huh?
A disappointing debut for Davis from that top seed position.
Well, Frankie May spoke exceptionally well in the Senior Masters as Ferraro leads the 4-8 to start the match. And lost that in the last frame, so maybe he figured it was his time this time. Not an easy spare here right off the bat. You know, always going through your mind is that you could chop that 4 off the 8. Wants to throw hard and hit the 4 pin on the right, just like that. Didn't take much time. He wasn't worried about it. Maybe it's just these thoughts go through my mind. I don't know.
I think it's more you.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well,
yeah.
Whatever.
I think it's a mental thing. Plenty of loft. And a beautiful shot on lane 33.
Okay. Roger, who's been here all night.
He's put in overtime.
Yeah, he must put in a little bit more. Get his 4th victory.
Went from 19th to 4th last night in the final 8 games, and now from 4th to a shot at 1st.
Oh, my goodness gracious. What a bad break. That looked like he could have tripped the 4 and leaves the 410. You know, the adrenaline and the high of last game and the excitement of the crowd. Suddenly, you know, you're back to this. It looks like the same as all the others. Just a hair softer with that speed, and it creeps high. Didn't look that bad. But anyway, there's sometimes a natural letdown. Oh, he gave that a shot. All the way.
Open frame in the second. Bowker finds himself in an unenviable position. He hasn't trailed very much here tonight, except for the match with Arnold.
Yeah, he was trailing all the time in that match, or at least the last half of it.
Till the final breath. And now a second straight high hit that results in just the 6 pin on lane 33.
You know, he put it all together there for about 13 consecutive shots, and everything went well. Reminds me of what my parents used to tell me. They used to say, hey, you know, you bowl and you bowl and you bowl, and then you have your 15 minutes, and then you bowl and you bowl and you bowl. Pros do a little more often than that.
I hear you.
Trouble.
Bowker by the skin of his teeth picking up the 6 pin, so it's been an adventure thus far.
Ferraro steady all the way through. Coffman right up there, winds up finishing lower than any place after the first round, finishing 3rd.
Ferraro looking to seize the opportunity on one knee, couldn't carry the 10.
Doesn't quite have the finish on the right lane that he has on the left. Switches balls, goes to a harder ball, lower surface friction. Dave's another one that doesn't slide, Denny. When he gets that line, he plants. A 5-step player, the ball's held waist high. He steps, now pushes it out. Semi-controlled swing as he gets to the pivot step right here. Low backswing. Now watch the slide. Heel first. Well out on the lane, and there's the result.
Well, he's got the left lane labeled, and the right lane's been the tougher one.
Right. He likes that little finish that left lane gives him.
Steve on hand to provide some support, and of course Dave's beautiful wife Gloria could not get a babysitter tonight, so she's home with John David and Gabrielle. She's working at home tonight while David's working here.
He creeps high for the 3rd time in a row. 4-pin, 410, 4-pin. I think he's got to do it with a little more loft and speed myself. He's still in the match, only 15 down with a conversion.
Are you kidding? This guy's in every match.
Not if Ferraro starts stringing him, he won't be, I'll tell you.
Which is a definite possibility.
And Kelly Coffman sitting back in the paddock right now saying, why did he do it against me? Now he can't get a strike. He opens with 9 against me.
And they weren't lucky.
No, they were all right there. A little more room. Can't get the 10 out. It's just amazing how this game shifts, and when the momentum seems to slip away from you, you can't get it back. Of course, that happens in all sports activities. Cross lane at the 10-pin. Needs to convert this. And does. Ferraro now with another opportunity to step up and seize control of the match.
10-pin the last time. Left the 4-8 on the opening shot on this right-hand lane. Got a couple of tries. Let's see if he's zeroed in.
Right, he's a very confident player.
Looking to turn a light hit into a double. And he did.
I mean, Joan Ann Fournier, the vice president of Marcel's Olympic Bowl. Watch this. Over about the 3rd arrow, a little right of it. The light tickler. And the 8 pin's the last to fall.
He's been solid in the pocket here on the left-hand lane, so I'd be surprised if he doesn't label the pocket here.
Yeah. Puts him up by 36 if he does.
In the pocket, 10-pin stands tall. So Ferraro hitting the 1-3.
Hitting the 1-3, keeping the ball in the fairway, but Bowker, we know, can, when he turns on, just start striking, you know.
Ferraro, not the kind of player, Mike, that's going to beat himself.
Not very often, no. Bowker's got to put it in gear right now. Boy, it almost left another 4-pin. But it's interesting, Dan, what goes through your mind when you get that strike up, as we take another look at this, watch the 2-pin will just clip the top of the 4 on this 10. It creeps high again. See, and it just got it going by. But now his thinking is different, and somehow that thinking is different sometimes makes that 10-pin fall.
Down by 25, could cut into the advantage, make it a 15-pin match if he can X here.
See what I mean?
This guy has done nothing but fight back since last night at the start of the final round of match play.
Continuing that pattern, 15 pins back.
Ferraro trying to answer the challenge. Light hit, another shaker, another strike on lane 34.
And his brother has almost stood up on that way. Yeah, rip him out of there. You see the scoreboard. 15 pins. David, who always gets it well out over the lane. Got to pass the dots, which are 7 feet out there. Just barely got the 5 out, but it was enough.
All right, he's struck. Is he thinking about a double here on 33?
Certainly is. David's a very positive player all the way through. Doesn't try and allow those negative thoughts in his mind.
More room.
But something negative definitely happened to him, and that's put this match right back. In fact, if Bowker comes up and strikes, he's going to take the lead. The 4-6, virtually an impossible split. He'll throw it one of the other and hope something happens in bouncing over. And he gets 8 out. On a strike, that cost him 2 pins. Expensive mistake there.
Roger Bowker on a double, trails by 1, could take the lead.
Got the 10. Boy, it fell over. He's in front again. He moved in a little bit, Dan. Swung it. Watch the 10-pin. Well, I still don't see what hit it. The breeze knocked it over.
The 3-pin. Roger doesn't care as long as they all went down.
They all went down fine.
What a fighter. 9. What a comeback this would be. He's down by 25. Has now strung 3 consecutive strikes heading into the 9th.
Oh, boy, I tell you, this guy knows how to seize an opportunity, doesn't he? Well executed shot between the 2nd and 3rd arrow, where he was leaving 10 pins, flush him.
Dave Ferraro re-racking. We'll take that opportunity to tell you about some National Hockey League action coming your way on Friday night. That's right, the great one. Wayne Gretzky and the Los Angeles Kings will take on Washington as Dave Ferraro tries to stay alive and does with a great strike.
He picked the finish on the left lane. He's known as a clutch player. Right now, he's in a situation that he needs 2 hits in the 10th to regain the lead.
It looked to me in the 8th as if he just tried to juice that ball a little too much, Mike, and that's why it went through the nose.
Well, that's his tendency. His tendency under pressure is to throw a little more loft and a little more speed. He's got to have this one, Dan. Got to have this one. Stroked it and left the 10.
Couldn't carry. Roger Bowker right now in the catbird seat here in Rochester.
Just basically has to keep it on the lane, Dan. He makes this and strikes. He's going to finish with 195. Bowker going at a 214 pace right now. Just has to keep it on the lane.
The top seeds this year on the PBA Tour have won a record 20 titles out of 30 tries, but now that record will go to 20 and 11 as Dave Ferraro will slip from number 1 to number 2 if Roger Bowker can stay behind the foul line.
I think he can handle that, Dan. Amazing story tonight of a player that seemed out of it against Dave Arnold. 7 pins, locks it up.
That's enough. Ends with a strike. Bowker out of nowhere. Last night he came into this bowling center in 19th place with no chance whatsoever of qualifying for tonight's show.
You know, he struck when he needed to. He paced himself well all the way through and throws quality shots like this all the time. His carry was good, but it's his response to adversity, to the times when he seemed so down, that was so impressive.
That come from behind win over Dave Arnold is a match that he may never forget. He ended up winning the title. Then he took on red-hot Kelly Coffman, who could do nothing but throw strikes. Rose to the occasion there. And now he ends up besting Dave Ferraro.
And finishing out with the last 2, 4, 6, 7 in a row if he gets this one.
It was a night of strings for Mr. Bowker, who can do no wrong here in Rochester. Fans chanting for their newest champion. Of course, they're familiar with Roger Bowker. He won here in 1990. Now he's won 2 out of the last 4 at Marcel's Olympic Bowl in Rochester. We'll be back with plenty of time to talk to our newest champion.
Ridgeview Farms is more than just a supermarket. They're also a full-service family restaurant serving delicious meals with the friendliest service around. Each week brings a new array of lunch and dinner specials in addition to regular menu items. And a super salad bar with a harvest of farm fresh fixings. Plus breakfast specials every Saturday morning. And you can always enjoy the rich, great taste of Ridgeview's ice cream made with our own farm fresh milk.
The best of freshness for you.
PN Sports Center highlight goes like this. Loose ball in the end zone. Fall on it, no chance. My feet are light, and I've got the moves. At the 50, I see Myers. Not now, Chris. I'm a busy man. And as I cross the goal line, I laugh, knowing my agent has just cut a deal for my very own fitness video. Yeah, that's my Sports Center highlight.
The championship round finals of the Rochester Open are being brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. I'll tell you what, Roger, they love you here in Rochester.
I'll tell you what, I love them here in Rochester. This fan is, the fans here are unbelievable. They've been behind me all since last night. And I love coming here, and I'll be back here as long as they have the tournament.
Tournament chairman has a beautiful trophy, Frank Formicola. I'll let you give that away, Frank. It's got to be getting pretty heavy at this point.
It is, and I'm sure Roger won't mind taking it. It's our first 2-time champion. Congratulations.
I would just like to thank Marcel and everyone here at Olympic and Frank. It's great to come to a tournament where the proprietors and everybody are really professional, and we really get a lot of support here, and the fans are great, and it's just wonderful to come to Rochester.
Boy, that sounds like a great acceptance speech, but Marcel Fournier, the proprietor here, has something more to give you, Roger.
Sounds good. This is the biggest part of the week, I'm sure. All right, congratulations. It's a great win, and it's really fun having you here. All right, and good luck with the rest of the year.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
By the way, that check was worth $23,000.
It was looking pretty grim there for Christmas. I didn't know what I was going to do, but of course I knew I was coming back to Rochester, so I was kind of hoping this would happen again.
We'll come back
and talk to our newest champion after we take this commercial break. Save your breath. I want to chat about that Dave Arnold match when we return.
In your quest to master the perfect bowling score, Columbia introduces the new Power Torque. It's beyond reactive. Columbia bowls the world over.
Bud Light, the official beer of League Bowling and the Professional Bowlers Tour, brings you the Bud Light Bowling Hall of Fame Tournament. Registration for local qualifying is going on now. Contact your local bowling proprietor for more information.
Introducing the Dremel Moto Tool. You cut, we cut. You sharpen, we sharpen. You polish, we polish. You drill, we drill. You clean, we clean. You sand, we sand. You grind, we grind. You hammer. Did I mention we cut? The Dremel Moto Tool, with more than 150 available accessories. Why settle for some 2-bit Christmas gift?
All right. In truth, in honesty, you walk into the building last night. You're in 19th place. There's no way you can win this tournament.
I called my sponsor yesterday afternoon, and I told him, I said, well, we're in the dumps. I'm 19th place. I'm 300 out. So I'm going to have to just come out and win all my matches and try to maybe get to 10th. And after about the first 3 matches, I said, you could win. But the only thing is, I'm chasing the king, Walter Ray. So I just kept plugging, and he started losing it. And next thing I know, I'm 4th, and here it is.
You won 8 in a row last night, 4 in a row tonight. That's 12 in a row. And you had to knock off this gentleman to my left, Mike. He bowled a great game.
Kelly, you came over and you looked supremely confident for the match against Roger. You come out, you bowled 259. Tell us what was going through your mind in that match.
Well, I thought I was going to win. I thought there was no question about it. You know, I gave Roger the stare down at first. I thought I was going to psych him out, but, you know, evidently it didn't work. He had a front 9 at me, you know. I bowled great, but, you know, what can you say?
Well, the only consolation is that you both have the same sponsor. Is that right?
Yeah, Lee Leventis out of South Carolina. He sponsors several of us out here on the tour, and he's great.
So, didn't get victory number 1 here. Looking forward to next week in Detroit?
Yeah, if I don't do it next week, you know, I'm looking forward to coming back here and maybe winning here.
Well, we were comparing you to the John Daly of golf. The fans certainly seem to appreciate your exciting bowling style here.
Yeah, I think they get a little excited the way I throw the ball, and hey, that's great. It helps pump me up, believe me, a little more.
All right, and we do have some highlights of Roger Bowker finishing things off tonight. I'll tell you what, for a guy that's pretty methodical, you were pretty excited tonight.
Well, it's a new game plan. Straight face and look stupid, but it seems to work because all my opponents seem to buckle up and start missing spares, so they're not used to seeing me dance around, and once I start dancing around, they start going, what's going on? Who is this guy?
Well, you had to know this was maybe going to be your night when one of the most accurate players on the tour, Dave Arnold, missed the 7-pin, opened the door wide open for you to throw a double in the 10th.
Well, I thought it was all over. I mean, there's no way he was going to miss the 7-pin, but as soon as he threw the ball, I knew he missed it because Ron Palombi did the same thing. The ball just backed away. And now I got to make 3 good shots on a lane I wasn't really sure of. I knew I couldn't swing it a bunch, and I knew I couldn't tug it. But when in doubt, straighter is greater and harder is better.
Oh, an editorial statement from our newest champion.
So there's more than one way to approach this game here. Tell us a little bit the championship match. You know, you just come off the high, starting with 9 in a row, struggling a little bit the first half of the game. You put it together at the last part. What did you do?
Well, the right lane started hooking early, and I knew I really couldn't swing it, so I had to start making some adjustments to the left. I started moving with my feet, and it kept hooking earlier, so it actually affected me on the other lane. I was trying to fit the ball on the other lane, and all I needed to do was wheel that one. So by the time I got my feet in the right place,